Yo, what is up, everybody? This is Mitchell, and today Justin and I will be discussing about the Courtship Never Ends, Part 2. We do these Instagram lives every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 p.m. Pacific Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, and if you guys find this video content of value, you guys can show your appreciation by donating any amount that you feel is equal to the value of this video. The details will be in the description and on the screen. And of course, if you guys have any questions or concerns, please just feel free to send me, Mr. MrMitchellTang, or Thumb Action a direct message, and we will respond to you as soon as we can. But without further ado, I am going to add Justin on the line, so if you guys could just hang on tight. How's everybody doing? What's up, Justin? I see you on right now. Send me a request. Hello, Sarah. Thank you. I see you. Okay. Let me see. All right.
Get a sip of water first. Yo, what's good? Yo, what's good, Justin?
How y'all doing?
Good. I'm glad I fixed your PayPal. That's
Thank you.
Sure. You're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, maybe I can invest in another one of these warm, cozy house hoodie things.
Yeah.
I was about to. I had it on. I took it off earlier.
Decided to put it back on.
Well, yeah. I told I told my lovely lady that.
Oh, what's up, Trouble?
What's up? What's up? Now you know what I'm gonna do the show in this thing. It's too comfortable. Too comfortable.
I wish I had something like that. I need I need a onesie.
I can't do the onesie. This was a gift from my aunt. Yeah, my Margaret, she sent us both one because it's been weirdly cold inside inside San Francisco building, so we each got one.
Yeah, it's extra cold in here. Yeah,
and like I've been putting it on.
How you
y'all
doing?
been seeing us in hoodies and stuff, but I was like, you know what? This is what I really wear throughout the day. It's too comfortable. I love it. So yeah, and I'm trying to be authentic with everyone.
Being cozy.
Oh, and I'm good. Not only, Julie. Not only am I okay, I'm like Ren and Stimpy. I'm logged. I am better than bad. I am good. All right.
Better than bad.
This is
Yeah. How's everybody doing today? Happy Thursday. Depending where you're at, maybe Friday. Yeah. So our topic today, Justin, Courtship Never Ends, Part 2. Why did we decide to continue on with this topic, Justin?
because we were struggling to come up with something.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
I'm joking.
Yeah. So, Clint, how you doing?
Basically, because it's an ongoing thing. That's why.
I feel like people need to hear this again. It's very important. We're gonna separate the difference between the courtship during dating and courtship during in a exclusive relationship. So, what's with the cat, Mitchell? I like wearing hats.
And I am cold. Well, I'm not cold in this, I should say.
Yeah.
And just so you know, there are times where I am cold when we do this, and I just suck it up. But today I'm like, forget it. I want to be comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to get one of those.
Yeah.
You link me to that. But without further ado, I am going to add on our first topic, which is the recap. What did we talk about on our first Courtship Never Ends on part 1?
You asking me, why do I feel like this is like a school lecture? You're like, what did we talk about in the last? What did we talk about? What did we talk about last thing? No, well, I mean, to sum it all up, friend zone, paying on the first day, picking up hints, and being too available. That pretty much sums up that show overall. We had our opinions and stuff. So, yeah. And
to quickly highlight what our recap was, friend zone is basically if you don't put out your intentions first. If you just trying to be friends with her or him, right? It can go both ways. If you don't put your intentions out there, you're gonna end up on a friend zone. Paying on a first date is something that is. Hello, Marina. How you doing? Paying on a first date is something we're very what's that word that we're looking for, Justin?
I mean, we all. I think we both agree. I'm old school with it. You know, as a dude, you know,
we're old
I
school.
pay. You know, especially on the first day, I pay on the first date. You know, that's not saying women can't pay. That's not saying you shouldn't offer to pay. That's not saying all that. But you know, just I feel that that's what's comfortable for me.
And we don't know about the new generations. But also, you know, picking up hints, you know, looking for indicators of interest, right? If she's asking you to come out, like that's an invitation, right? That's an indicator. Just assume that she has interest, right? If she's out with you, right? Just, you know, just stuff like that. But if you guys want to know more about it, you could go to our previous episodes, and it's going to be all there. And also being too available. We're going to talk about that again because we feel like that's very important. What's up, Andy? How you doing?
What's up?
Back at being savage, Marina said. Yeah, she's here to roast me, but it's all good. All right. Let me move on to our next slide. Justin, we put never compliment. Never compliment. No, I got this. Never compliment out of fear or expectations. Every compliment needs to be authentic. Why do we say that?
I mean, well, that's the thing. I think first off, over compliments are bad. If you continuously compliment, two things will happen. It either becomes devalued because you're just throwing them out there, or you just come off as a bit pathetic. If I'm being honest with you, it's shown. Like I say, it's if you're complimenting out of a place of fear. Oh, I don't want this person to leave me. Oh, I don't want this person. I want this person to know, they're the greatest thing in my life. This, that, and the other. I'm not saying you shouldn't feel that way on certain levels, but definitely what you do not want to do is every day consistently, just basically suck up, put people on pedestals unnecessarily. Oh, you're so, I love the way you eat your potato chips. That is the best way. Oh, all that kind of nonsense. Don't nobody.
The way you chew, it's so pleasing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fake.
And so it's fake. And that's the part. Every compliment needs to be authentic. Like I said, I'm a dude that I believe. I compliment
potato chips. Yeah.
But I think I compliment my lady a lot, I think, but I do it in my own certain way. You know what I mean? And it's authentic. I think that's a big point where I mean it when I say it. And plus, let's be honest with you. Part of the reasons to be in a relationship is that you get to, as a dude, it's for me one of the perks is I get to say the things that you just couldn't say. Normally. Out in public like that,
What is it?
I mean? Oh, wonderful things.
Wonderful things.
I like it. That booty's looking nice. Something like that. Which is, especially back in my day. Back in the day, boy, you was wilding. We was wild. We was toxic as hell. But nowadays, you definitely you shouldn't say that. You can't say that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And and like you say, you always talk about make it playful. You can make it playful too. Just tell it hey,
what's up, JR? How you doing? Yeah.
Move that right cheek for me. just random stuff. So
yeah.
But nah, for real. Honestly, overly compliment. It's sucking up. Shows a lack of self-respect, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. And also every compliment, you touched on that a lot already, which is, every compliment needs to be authentic, not oh, I love the way how you eat potato chips. The
way you was sipping that soda. Oh my God. It was shut up. Shut up.
Unless it's real, the way, I mean, I'm not going to talk about that. Anyways,
What you watching is Trouble drinking a soda a certain way?
No, she sips soup a certain way. I don't know what it is.
That does it for you.
No,
Are you getting it a little deep? Is that what this is?
I can hear the sips, and I'm like, all right. If you put 5 people sipping and you got me blindfolded, I could tell who's who drinking that soup. It's weird. Okay, it's weird. I got this weird thing. At least he compliments you. He laugh at me being a fat ass, and laughs because I'm 5'2". Every compliment needs to be authentic, and you know,
5'2". It's tall in its own right. Okay, it's tall in its own right.
And you know, we spoke about this earlier in our previous episodes, which was it has to be genuine, because if the compliment is not genuine, the difference between a compliment coming from a genuine place is it's coming from a heart out versus coming from a teeth out. And that's cheap praise, and that's like counterfeit. And of course, I got it from that amazing book, How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Yeah, and it's truthful, mm-hmm. and like let's be real too. Like, you know, a lot of women, man, they can pick up on that bullshit. Mm-hmm. You know, I think women tend to be. A lot of women tend to be attuned with that kind of stuff, and they can tell when a compliment is genuine. You can see it in their reaction, like when they receive a genuine compliment, opposed to when they just, you know, hear some bullshit in the street. So,
what are some bullshit you guys hear, ladies, in this chat? I want to hear it from you. She 5'2"-ish. Cheeky Julie says she's 5'2"-ish.
Look, y'all do rule. Y'all can get whatever car you want. You know what I mean? Y'all can y'all can get like a smart car and park all over the place. Y'all got you get like a Honda, and it's like a luxury car. It's like y'all rolling in a Lincoln Town car. You got legs. You don't have knee pain. You know what I mean?
Not as much knee pain. You know what?
People don't ask y'all to get stuff. You can shop in the kids section. It's amazing. You know?
Every person that is 5'5" and below will always fight for the extra 0.5 inch. You'd be like, I'm 5'5" and a half. I never really hear people that's like 5'6". I'm like, I'm 5'6" and a half. 5'7" on a good day. You know. I know this
is a tangent, but talking about like short folks, when I was in Florida, I worked at Starbucks there. I worked with this girl who was short. She was like 14 for real. She was short. But I'll never forget one of my coworkers. She described. She was like, she's like a little ant. She was, because she could lift like 3 times her body weight. Like, this was the smallest, like strongest person I would ever see. Like, she was literally like only maybe a foot taller than the garbage can. You know, and she would like get this heavy bag and just like strong arm it up and stuff, man. It was freaking hilarious. I was like, I would pay money to see her fight another girl, because you know it'll be over. She got a low center of gravity.
They don't fall as hard. I'll grow shorter because
I'm growing shorter because I made you. You better drink that milk.
Okay, drink that milk. Hold that. Sustain it. But let's move on to our next topic, and you know that's something that we touched on as well before, which is one of the 5 love languages. Over here, love language.
Yeah, I mean, we was basically saying that because you know, people are different. So we can say like it's not good to overly compliment, but there are people whose love language.
Hello, Carter. How you doing?
What's up, Carter, man? Is words of affirmation. And if that's the case, then you know those people tend to need to hear that they are loved or cared for, appreciated more so than others. You know, so I think we just wanted to throw that in there to be thorough, man. To be like, you know, as much as we give general advice, everyone's not the same, and especially if you want a long-term relationship with somebody, it's best to like learn them, find out how to best to communicate with them, find out how best to find out the best way that they can receive like your expressions of love.
And Carter said you look like an Eskimo, by the way.
Thank you. It's cold here, and I like I said earlier, I normally take all. I normally put on like a lighter hoodie or something, but I was comfortable. I didn't want to change. I figured, why not? Why not put this on? It was a gift from my aunt. That means I'm literally wrapped in love. Okay?
Wrapped in love.
I'm wrapped in love.
That could be taken a whole lot of ways, Justin.
Apparently, you like to just let's get straight to busy. That's what you said. I read that in there. So
she just calling me out.
We see how you roll.
I mean, I'm down with it. I still like to play up to it too.
Need to work on your love language. All right, that's what you need to do.
I got a whole bunch of love languages.
Apparently you do. You like to get just straight busy.
straight to business. Or I like things to.
You didn't even say business first. She said straight busy.
Wrapped in love, Justin 2021.
Wrapped in love, baby. That's the name of my second mixtape. My album that's coming out. Yeah, I'm gonna be a rapper, folks.
Wrapped in love. I think maybe an R&B singer for you. What's up, Healing Moon?
What's up, Healing Moon? Yeah, I'm gonna be an artist. I'm gonna be a rapper. I'm gonna call myself Little Big Toe.
That's Little Big Toe, thumb action, big thumb action, Little Big Toe.
Nah, just Little Big Toe because it's separate. And the name of my first album is gonna be called Toe Jams. All right. Then I'm gonna have a second album.
Be an R&B singer and then a rapper, Wrapped in Love.
Yeah,
2021.
Yeah, Wrapped in Love. I appreciate that, Carter. And as a matter of fact, Carter, I want you to feature on Wrapped in Love. It'll be hot, man. We'd be the new Color Me Bad. That's an old reference. That's an old reference. You don't have to look it up. But you get what I'm saying.
He's taking out his little notepad. He's like, I'm gonna write these notes down. I'm gonna take some notes today. Yeah. All right. Well, love
language is huge. Like, definitely know your significant other's love language. And like I said, if it is words of affirmation, don't withhold to prove a point or something, but do be cognizant of just overly complimenting for no reason. It comes off shallow. It comes off weak. It comes off inauthentic, and they know this.
Yeah, it's like blood in shark's water. They know it. They smell it from a mile away. You can't lie to them. Yeah, there's something about it. They have this intuition where they could just sniff it from a mile away, and they know it.
Oh yeah,
they know it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So props to all the ladies out there. But yeah, find out your love language. That's the quiz. That's a direct link. So feel free to just copy that, type it in your URL, and that's it. But to little tip is quality time is the most common love language, and then second is words of affirmation, most common. So that's something to kind of keep in mind on too as well. Not everybody's the same though. Okay, so let's move on.
I gotta take that quiz because I don't know. I have an idea what mine is. I don't know. I've never tested it to see. And so
Julie talking about sniffing me from a mile away.
I don't need to know about your personal life like that. I'm just saying. What involves a bunch of things? What involves food? I think that's my love language. If you bring me food,
So you're saying if your lady just brought you some food while you just sitting there playing some video game.
That does happen to me, and I really appreciate that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She knows you. She knows you.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, she does.
It's for sure food.
Treats me very well. Treats me very well. Make sure I'm fed. Because when I'm not fed, I tend to want to throw people off a bridge.
And then you say, I'm sorry, like the previous episode. I'm sorry for throwing you out the bridge.
I wouldn't apologize for that. Sometimes I'm not sorry. Once again, watch the previous episode. You can see a whole thing talking about apologizing. And you don't have to accept apologies.
You don't have to. But if you do, just watch the previous episode. But moving on to the next slide is being too available makes you look like you don't have anything going on.
Yeah. And this is especially true for, early stages in dating. But just in life, man, we always need to have something happening. We need to be working on something. We need to be working towards something. Just have a different interest. It doesn't even have to be. I don't even mean that in that whole grind mentality, but like even hobbies. Like just have something that you're into, something else that doesn't involve your significant other, the person, man. And I know that seems contradictory to like the whole courtship, but I think what it does is, first off, each of you get your own space, and getting space is highly important. Second off, it gives you something to talk about. Like you have a different experience, you can come share that with your person. This sink is over here wilding out. It's just
I can't hear it. Yeah.
Okay, good. Just making weird noises. And then and
single until further notice.
Single life is the way to be.
Yeah.
Now ain't none of y'all think, I don't know y'all's personal business like that. I shouldn't be saying. But yeah,
thank you for the heart, Reynos. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah, it is, and we even put it, and I said it is, not only is it like unattractive, it's borderline unhealthy. It really is. Like if you don't have anything going up, if your whole world is wrapped into like this one person, yeah, that's not good. That's not good for you. That's not good for them. You know, I mean, look, if you break, what if something happens and you break up and you've literally just lost your entire world and you ain't got nothing else going on? Now you just alone in a dingy room.
With no purpose.
With no purpose. With no furniture. You know what I mean?
No furniture.
So you know,
it's just no blankets.
It's a bad look. It is a bad look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is unhealthy. You got to focus on yourself. You know, we stress a lot about men having a purpose, having a reason. You know, this goes both ways too as well. But let's see what that healing would say. It's good to have your own things and do your own things. So when you come together, you could share and talk about it. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, exactly.
I remember it's that Chris Rock joke where he was talking about being in a relationship for an extended period of time and it gets bored. He was like, go get kidnapped so we can have something new to talk about. I was dying. But I mean, it's a joke, but there's some truth to that. Like, yeah, you need to have your own things so you can talk. Yeah.
For sure.
She said, God, I love roasting.
Yeah.
She lives for this, man.
Yeah, she does.
That's her love language. That's roasting you. It's a love language.
It's a love language.
Yeah, if she ever comes in here and she's praising you one day when we get off the stream, I'm gonna be like, "Hey, you all right, man?
Yeah, call me, right? You call me. You be like, "Hey, yo, what's going on?
What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on?" Okay,
I'm worried.
Okay, so the next one, I know that. I don't know how it came out like that, but it didn't look like that when I was extracting the file. But it says courtship before being exclusive versus courtship in a long-term relationship. And that's something we want to talk a little bit about. I feel like it's very important, and there's minor differences. There are minor differences.
Yeah, I mean, I would say there are even like minor differences. There are straight major differences with a lot of this, man. You know, it's a different game. I mean, each one of these could be their own show, you know.
Yeah.
And we've talked about certain parts of it in various degrees.
Yeah.
Throughout the shows, but yeah.
So let's move on to the first one, which is courtship before being exclusive. So you guys are just kind of in a dating, right? So for the men out here watching, listen up. Courtship before being exclusive.
Yeah, listen to Mitchell.
Listen, I know. You can go ahead and read it. I'm gonna read the comments, Justin.
Oh, you gonna see them roasting?
Yeah.
How you so selfish that you don't share food? She was saying you made her eat. She said you make her eat cold oatmeal.
Dry cold oatmeal.
Well, you put a little bit of toilet water in there for
just a little bit, just so you can make so it's not.
That's disgusting. That's disgusting.
Why would you? Why
would you say that, Mitchell? Courtship before being exclusive. Dating is usually about having fun and a good time, but life is most of our lives is really that the agenda. Yeah. So basically, when you're dating somebody, you're only seeing them maybe once, twice a week max, maybe 3 times. But the truth is, when y'all get together, you're getting together to have fun and enjoy yourselves. And it's really just a snapshot of your life. You know, these people, at that point, the person usually isn't privy to a lot of the inner workings of your life. You know, you're very selective about what they're sharing with them. You're going in, hopefully, you know, with the mentality of, oh, this is going to be fun. I'm excited for this. I can't wait. You know, so you know, it is a different air. You know, it's that whole idea of like when you're dating, you're meeting someone's representative. You're not meeting that real person. So, you know, you are meeting that person's representative at that point. Yeah, but the caveat is like, you know, as most of us know, life has ups and downs. You know, it can be very, very stressful at times. And that's where being in a long-term relationship comes in. Like, I think if you're in a long-term relationship and, you know, life can and often does, you know, come with its challenges, and it can get to the point where you forget to have fun.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's where a lot of relationships go wrong. I think that's where I know in the past relationships I've had, that's where I went wrong in certain aspects, you know. Yeah, but I think that's truly important. It's like, as far as short term goes, that's the objective. Long term, it probably should be the objective to a degree, but like I said, when you start adding life pressures, and, you know, God forbid, you know, you start adding, like, you have a child, you know what I mean? Or you know, parents get sick, or, you know, something outside of that, you know, it's different. It becomes difficult, and it can you can forget to actually try to enjoy each other.
Yeah, I like how you touched on that, because it's kind of like finding the light in the dark, where life, you do have to take life a little bit serious, but life, when you are taking life too serious, you tend to forget on why you want to live. And living, at least to us, is about enjoying the life. And we could say, it's safe to say that enjoying life is about being happy too, with the people that you're around that means the most to you.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I want to read this what you said. You said, it's true that it may look unattractive as to being too available to one person, but also being available for your time of others is part of growing and maturity. No, it is. You know, I definitely believe that. I will say this. I do think that, you know, time is valuable, and very valuable. And
most
I think
valuable,
what happens is, people, I think to a degree, people should earn your time. You know, so if you're freely giving your time away in the early parts of the relationship, of not even a relationship, just like dating,
just anybody,
you know, or whatever. Like, if you're just always available, like you ain't have nothing on, it can seem like you're just being frivolous with your time, or they may not. I'll even say they may not even respect your time as you feel like they should, because you're just giving it to them freely.
Yeah.
You know, there is a difference when you become, like, say you get in a relationship. You know, if you have, especially like a long-term relationship, you know, there, you know, it's different. Like, at that point, like, you hopefully are moving and building and like having goals together. So your time is still very valuable, but I think once you do hit a committed relationship, it comes with the idea of like, okay, you now have access to my time. Not, I don't want to say like at your leisure, but you know, you like, you have a priority as far as like getting time from me, like taking, you know. I think that's kind of like an unspoken, that's almost like an unspoken agreement, and I think it's something that's also kind of not taken. It's someone that is taken for granted in relationships. You know, you think like, oh, just because this person is with me,
then he or she will stay with me forever.
Yeah, or they automatically have to be there when I call, or they automatically have to, you know, show up when I need. Like, and the thing, I think part of a relationship is, you do those things, but it's also being appreciative, you know. And the same thing, like, I'm, you know, just to flip it for like, you know, dudes and stuff. Like, you know, if you have a lady that's, you know, making you food. You know what I mean? Or
why she gotta make you food? No, I was kidding.
or
Yeah.
because I like to eat. Because I like to eat. Or if you or if she's. I mean, I know a lot of dudes who, just to be blunt, they dumb as a bag of rocks. You know what I mean? The only reason they got a job is because they girl sit there and help them with like they, you know what I'm saying, with their resume and shit like that. So it's like she's putting in that kind of effort to help you out, man. You gotta understand too. Like that is being very generous with time that they don't have to be, even in the confines of a relationship. So yeah, I think it's just not taking that for granted. And
it's the word appreciation, we kind of throw it out there a lot too, but the reason why we do stress on that topic or word is because when we take what we have already for granted, that's when you start to lose that appreciation, and then you feel like it's mandatory, where that person has to do that for you. Like, no, they don't. They don't have to do it for you. Yeah.
And I mean, and I think that's a component of a lot of things. It could be how some resentment starts to build, or feeling like a lack of appreciation. So that is, I think that is most definitely more of a layered issue, concept. But just understanding that, like, time is valuable. It really is. I think, but I just also want to put out there, I ain't one of those that think you have to be doing a certain things or you wasting time. If you are getting some kind of joy relaxation out of something, I don't see it as a waste personally. Because you got some folks that are like, if you ain't working,
hey Bree, how you doing?
18 hours a day and you ain't doing that, you will waste. And it's like, man, if you don't shut up, get on my face with that nonsense, I'm gonna put a bag over your head and punch you repeatedly.
And Sarah said, I prefer a long-term courtship, so you take the time to get to know yourself better. And I feel like a lot of things, it's like you have to kind of understand what you like yourself too. So it's, we spoke a lot about when you get into a relationship, you're not trying to complete each other, but you're sharing your completeness with each other, so that you guys could just you guys understand each other without needing each other being codependent and dependent, which is what JR said earlier. If you could read that for me, Justin.
Oh yeah, I gotta go up. 3 types of relationship when it comes to time spending alone, apart, together. Interdependent, codependent, and dependent. Oh yeah, no, most definitely. And you don't. Some people have like super like codependent relationships, and they make it as 5. Maybe it's 2 different kind of people. I do believe that like it's good to be able to stand on your own, have your own thing, do your own thing. Have your own world. I don't take that as like being secretive or nothing. Don't get me wrong. But having your own hobbies, and then maybe every once in a while inviting your significant other like a little bit into your world, so they just have a greater understanding. They know what you're doing.
Like, why do you enjoy it so much?
If you like every Tuesday, you like, oh, I'm going my hobby. You dressing up in a furry dog suit, just leaving the house. You have no clothes going on. That's a little prank. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But you can open it into why you dress up like a dog. It's like so. Yeah.
But let's move on to the next slide. And then Julie said she likes being alone. Marina says no one bothers you, Julie. All right,
Julie be listening to that John Redcorn.
Redcorn.
If you know, you know. All right. If you know.
Courting her to be your girlfriend, change her heart, not her mind. So there's a reason why I put that out there. It's because, as cliche as it sounds, we all heard that term. Girls just want to have fun. They just want to have fun. And
you singing Cyndi Lauper? Like, what the hell are you talking about?
That is a song. That is a song. But yeah, they do want to just have fun. They want to be happy, right? Like, and then I feel like, you know, in our next couple of slides, you're gonna see it too. But we men, they like to talk about trying to like settle down, trying to figure this out with this person. And it's like, whatever happened to spending time and spending that quality time together and just enjoying that time together? Why is that not enough? Why do men have to lock them down? Hold up. Damn, Mitchell, you suck. What the hell's going on? I'm all trying to be like, yeah, just court her and look at the comments over here. But yeah. Yeah.
You don't suck, Mitchell. You're a great person.
No, I don't suck. I am an amazing person.
You're an amazing person. You're a wonderful guy.
Thank you.
Okay. You don't suck, buddy.
That sounds like cheap praise, Justin. It sounds like cheap praise. That's counterfeit. We talked about that.
This is why I don't tell you nice things, because you can't accept a compliment. I see how it is.
Thank you for the compliment, Justin. Thank you for the compliment.
You're welcome.
All right. But yeah, what's up, Batmouth? So our next one, where if she does not bring up the topic of being exclusive, and this is for the men out there, assume it is too soon. Ladies, I want to ask you guys this question. How many times has a guy tried to lock you into a relationship before you were ready to be in that relationship? And that's something I want, I'm curious about, because, wait, Justin, you're starting to fizzle out. You see that?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you. Okay, yeah. It's just, I think, the quality of the video. But it's all good. Yeah, assume it is too soon. Assume it is too soon. Do you have anything to touch on that, Justin?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much, like, for dudes, trust me, like, I think a lot of ladies, if they're ready for a relationship, they will let you know. Yeah. Okay, any guy who has dated has been in a position where they've been asked those questions. So where is this going? Yeah. You know what I mean? So where is this going? So what do you see?
Yeah. I'm a victim. I was a victim of that too.
I think any guy who has dated has been in that situation where, and kind of to point back to what you were saying, you're kind of like, wait, what do you mean? I wasn't ready for this level. I thought we were just chilling. This is good now. Like, why I gotta go somewhere?
Why go like, having fun, taking a couple of shots here and there, and all of a sudden you want to be exclusive with me. No, I'm not. I'm not ready for it.
But yeah, I do think that. Hold on. I had a thought on this. I'm trying to think of how I want to word this to be clear and concise. Because I mean, I think that as guys, you do know when you want to be, when you do want to be exclusive, when you do want to lock it down, as they say. But I think the thing is, as we talked before, you have to really do your own internal work and your soul searching as to why do you want this? Do you want this? Like we was talking about examples before, and it's like if you, if say y'all are not dating exclusively, and you both are seeing other people, if you want to lock her down because you're afraid that she's going to meet someone better than you and move on, I don't think that's a healthy and good reason. That's coming from a place of fear. That's like, I don't want, this is good. I ain't trying to have this possessiveness. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, if you just, I think if you're asking this, like you want exclusivity because, so I think a lot of it is pressure too. Like sometimes people just feel like this is what we need to do because this is the next step. We've been dating and now you get married. And now, without really giving any kind of like internal
just read the comments. My bad.
But I will say this though, going on is if you do that inner work and it comes from a place of like, wow, I really love this person, I really care about this person.
Yeah.
I want them to be a part of my life. then I'm sure we're going to talk about in the future. You need to start thinking about like, okay, now how do you make this happen? How do you communicate that? Without sounding like a crazy person. You know, you know what I mean? I mean, it's funny. People, we watch these stupid ass romantic movies and stuff, and they try to make it sound like all great and everything, but it can be a little creepy. Like, I want you in my life forever.
That's creepy as hell.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing attractive about that. And if she says yes to that, then she got some issues.
If she says no, I'm going to lock her up. Until she says yes.
Once again, I wasn't talking about performing any kind of violence.
Man, who said it was violence?
I still want an Audible sponsorship. All right, I would think in this era of Me Too and everything else that you would be a little bit more careful throwing out these secret desires.
These are words that you told me. I'm just reiterating.
Of locking women up. You know what I mean?
Locking them up into a relationship, mentally and physically.
Once again,
but it has to be audible.
We might as well stop that at this point. You just talked about locking women up, mentally and physically.
cancel. Cancel right here.
You are going to you're gonna be indicted for your run. Julie, run. He trying to lock you up. Run, girl.
Like, remember we talked about Hollywood love on our previous episodes too as well, where we sacrifice a lot of emotional intensity for emotional quality. Oh wait, the other way around. So it has to be intense in order for it to be love. Like no, it doesn't.
Yeah, it has to be crazy. If you don't go out with me, I'm gonna cut my finger off. Like, that's romantic in those movies.
I get, no, it's not. It's not practical. Like, you need your fingers for a lot of things.
People talk about Van Gogh cutting his ear off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cause that dusty heifer didn't return his affections. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the greatest artists of all time. Killed his own ear off cause some dusty heifer. We don't want that.
Yeah.
We don't need that.
Yeah. And, before moving on to the next slide, I wonder what that is. I'm sorry, man. I don't mean to do this.
No worries.
I'm
just looking through. I'm looking through the comment. Beesh, we married. Who's married? Marina, I'm curious as far as that goes. Yeah, I'm happy you live far away. Also, because he's dangerous. He could be dangerous sometimes.
Yeah.
Anyway, we don't
okay. Yeah, my bad. My brother's coming in. Yeah. So, assuming it's too soon. So basically, what happened was, I remember this guy. He was telling me, he was like, "Yo, I really like this girl. I want to ask her. I want to pop the question." And I was like, "All right. How are you gonna ask?" And this is way before I knew anything. So he was like, "I'm gonna have a whole bunch of balloons in my trunk, and we're gonna go out on this date, and I'm gonna have the balloons, and I'm gonna have her get something in a trunk for me, and all the balloons just kind of pop out." And to me, this is over 10 years ago, and I was just thinking, I was like, "Oh yeah, that sounds like a great idea." But the more I think about it, I'm like, "Oh, that's kind of like." So you're just gonna let all the balloons go, like?
Right. Don't be big. Hey, that's what he wanted to do. Don't ruin his whole thing.
No, but I was like, those are nice balloons. Like he showed me the balloons, and I was like, those are kind of nice. Those look like they're at least $5 to $10 a pop.
Maybe you do it in a parking garage, so it's like a feeling. Like you go, it's like a state. It'd be like, "Girl, I want to propose to you in this garage just for you."
No, he wasn't popping no question. He was just like, "Yo, I just want to ask you to be my girl," and I was like, "Oh, okay." No, but like to me, it sounded like it was a great idea, and the more I think about it now, it's like you really just want to lock her down into a relationship before she's ready. Like if she wanted you more, she would tell you, and she would bring up hints, right? So what are we?
Yeah.
Where do you see this
going?
going?
And that's and listen, any guy who watches that don't know, that is lady talk for why haven't you talked to ask me to be exclusive? I want to be exclusive. That what are we question? It doesn't matter how they try to play it. Some are smoother than others. Some might try to play like, oh, I just want to see where you at with this, because this is what I'm doing. What are you doing? Like it's all, but it really means is, hey, we've been out for a while. Why haven't you tried to lock me down?
Yeah, like, that's a good indicator.
Yeah, you see, I want to see this. Maria, answer my question. Yeah, when we talk about locked up, it's like, bitch, you married now. We married. That's how you propose.
We married now. And
then half listeners. You didn't want to waste some balloons. Didn't want to pollute.
Nice balloons. These are not the Dollar Tree balloons neither. Like they do have them Dollar Tree balloons. You can kind of spot them out. These are at least Walgreens $5 to $10 a pop. And I was like, those are pretty nice.
My question is, what are you doing that you know the price of balloons off the top of your head?
You can tell. You guys, like, I love shopping at that dollar store.
I didn't know how much a balloon cost until you just broke down the price.
Look it up. You never went to Walgreens and just be like, those are pretty nice balloons. And then you go to Dollar Tree and you're like, those look like dollar balloons.
I don't pay attention. Yeah, first off, I'm not hating on the Dollar Tree. I love the Dollar Tree.
I love the Dollar Tree.
The Dollar Tree is amazing.
Great things over there.
The truth is, maybe I'm just a piece of trash because I don't buy balloons like that. I don't buy balloons like that. Like, who am I getting? Like,
we can shop for balloons one day, Justin.
No, that is something I would never do. Okay, I would never do. We're not just going balloon shopping. I don't know. Yeah. No.
To Justin's significant other out there, you're not getting balloons. Question of the day. So what?
If they order balloons, they could get balloons. I get a nice balloon. I get a picture of my face going like this. With a word bubble. It says, "What's up, girl?"
I can tell. Yeah, when it comes, you can tell when those Dollar Tree balloons, right?
They're usually misspelled, or they're
Happy birthday with one P.
They're in Spanish for some reason. You're like, why are you getting me Spanish?
What's wrong with being Spanish, Justin?
I didn't say nothing was,
Marina love car parts.
You getting a Police Navidad balloon.
Wow. Okay.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Question of the day. What questions to category to the cat? I suppose I didn't read. All right, but what question or category that resonated to you the most? That's what I meant. Ignore all that.
Oh yeah, okay. Everything we said today what really resonated the most.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, what resonates to you the most? What's something that you're really thinking about? And if you're thinking about that, chances are that's something that you might want to work on. Okay.
Yeah.
She should not be your main priority. That doesn't mean you ignore her. You share your completeness with each other.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much something. Yeah, I don't. No, in all honesty, I think people and we've talked about this before. Like, and you've heard other people say like you need to be in your purpose and all that stuff. But I think that could be taken as.
Wow! Hold up.
Damn it! You messed up my whole flow, man. You can't be doing that. Why does she have to spell it like that? Yeah. I'm not even gonna read that out loud because that would be
English.
No, that would be racist for me to say.
It is. It wouldn't be racist,
that is
Justin. I don't
hilarious.
Think it's racist.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was.
Oh man,
that was bad.
That was a bad roast.
What did I?
That might be
roast. Read it. It's one of those things where I read. Well, I read it like 5 times before I read it out loud. I was like, Mitchell, what the hell were you doing?
That might be. That might be
I'm gonna change that.
That was ruthless.
What was the thing that Eddie said?
Oh man. Oh man, yeah, y'all are wildin'.
Like a lion's gonna eating my ass.
Oh yeah, like
shit.
something like that. Basically, if this was YouTube, we would be demonetized.
Oh yeah.
But that was hilarious. Why did she
Yeah,
spell it like that for real? that was funny.
That was.
Thank you for that, Leo. That was funny.
That messed me up a little bit. But
I don't even know the point I was making.
We gotta move past the past, huh?
I don't even know the point I was trying to make anymore. Oh yeah, it's not the whole being not the priority. It's not an insult. It's not saying ignore your lady. It's not saying don't give her time. It's not saying that. It's saying that for you to, honestly, if you really want to, if you love somebody, you really want to like provide the best you can for them. You do have to focus on you, because if you have nothing to give, then how can you give anything? So it's not an insult. I'd say I would just basically want to say I don't want, like, especially women, to think like of an insult, like, oh, you trying to say we second? No, it's not that. It's just you need to be in a position to take care of somebody and provide and all that stuff. So and to do that, you do have to focus. So you should be your priority, and that goes for ladies too. Ladies, y'all should be y'all's own priority. Your mental health is vastly important. Feeling good about yourself. So, you got to work on yourself. And I do think that, like, if you have a partner that does not understand and encourage that, then you with the wrong kind of person,
Yeah. Let's move on.
So, I mean, basically, you need to work on how to read and write, Mitchell. That's what Maria is saying.
Yeah. You know what? I did not read that. I was like, you know what? I just need to extract these.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's my fault.
Yeah,
it's my fault. But it was a good laugh.
Definitely agreed. Yeah,
and I'm glad I left it the way it did.
Yeah.
And Marina said it too. She was like, I don't think she or he should be a main priority. No, because you want to share the completeness with each other. You don't want to complete each other, because if you don't have each other, it's like, oh, I can't live without you. Like, and that's the whole Hollywood thing. I can't live with, like, love is like the only thing.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that. That's the whole, like, I fall in love and now everything is magically worked out. I fell in love, so I don't have to talk about this trauma and abuse I suffered as a kid, because I got love now, and everything is going to magically work out. It is.
You still got some issues you got to work on.
Definitely. Definitely. Yeah.
So, that, we kind of touched base on this earlier, that this is like a question that I get a lot from, what's up, Ria? How you doing?
What's up, Ria, man?
This is the question I get from, like, that I hear often from guys is, what if she's dating multiple guys? Like, I want her to myself, kind of, right? And I need to pop that question. Excuse me. I need to pop that question, meaning I need to lock her down. And, when I read this type of comment, or when I see this type of comment, all I hear is, I'm afraid to lose her. I'm afraid. I am afraid of the competition out there. And that to me explains a lot about the person. Yeah, we're doing good, Real. How you doing, man? Thanks for coming in.
Just about being warmed and cozy,
So, like, it explains a lot about a person. It's like, well, so that means that if you're asking that question, it means that you're not as optimal as you think you are. You're not really improving your life to the fullest. And I see your comment, Marina. I'm not gonna read that. But like, what are some things that you're working towards for yourself that is more than just for yourself? And if that is your purpose, whatever you want to be, right? You want to be the world's best artist in this category. Like, go work on that. Go work on that. And stop being. Don't be fearful. Don't be fearful. That's what it is.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, I think it really comes down to that. Like, if I really had to boil it down to the root, it would be like, do not make decisions or anything like that based off fear.
Yeah.
as far as like, locking down relationships, you know, being jealous or basically promising things that you can't deliver. Don't do it out of fear. You know, that's the worst place to come from. You have to realize like what fear is there for. I see it more as, I try to look at it more as like, oh, it's an indicator that, this is like, a major change coming in my life, or you're embarking on something that is, that could had the potential to be pinnacle. I think it's natural to feel a little fear. Now, don't get me wrong. If somebody's chasing you with a knife, you need to be afraid. Listen to that fear and run away. Don't don't be out there like don't react to don't react to fear. You need to no. I ain't saying that. I'm saying situational. You know what I mean? In the context of long-term relationships, commitment and stuff like that.
And this goes on to the whole, to be fair for the, if this is a guy asking this question, right, and he wants that girl has all the rights to have multiple options, because who wouldn't want the best for themselves?
Yeah.
I
think I'd rather just leave.
I think I'd rather just leave.
Yeah. I mean,
you want the best option for yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta do what you do. Like, don't be caught up. Once again, if this person shouldn't be that much of a priority in your life like that. We're talking about someone you don't even really know like that, or maybe just like lightly dating. So you need to back off some. If you're feeling like that kind of like fear of loss, like, once again, you need to do that internal work. Look at why you feeling this way. You need Robert De Niro in Heat. Everybody, that's how you need to be. What did JR say? If she's dating multiple guys, it's ultimately her decision based on her preference and values. Overselling yourself and chasing to get her because of fear tends to break away from your authenticity. Exactly. Exactly. And they kind of go to what Batmouth was saying. I think like, if a lot of dudes, if you start to like get caught up in that, where you feeling like you have to like start proving that you're worth and you proving it, then just walk away, man. I ain't. That's something, and that's not even saying he did something wrong, but whatever that situation is, I don't think it's healthy, and it's not the best situation for you to be as logical and is to be as logical as possible in dealing with the whole thing. So just walk away from it, man. Like, you ready to take that L, as we've quoted several times. Just take it. You save yourself a lot of grief in the long run.
Simple. Just don't date Stacy and go enjoy life. So we're gonna try to conclude this a little bit quicker now, but this is very straightforward. The phone is for setting dates, not trying to get to know somebody. I would say it's a little bit different when it comes to like a long distance relationship, but in that case, you try your best to at least do a FaceTime, or talk to her in person, at least see like the reaction at the very least. Bree said, honestly, it's hard being married, let alone dating.
Yeah. I mean, I think all relationships are hard. Even the best relationships, you have your ups and downs. So again, you're dealing with two people, at least starting off. You're dealing with life, and then if you start adding a family to the mix and just everything, it's hard. It's hard. It's tough. That's why. I mean, that's the main reason why we preach, like, don't do a lot of this stuff out of fear of losing someone. Yeah. Because the truth is, I think you will want someone who compliments you in life. And I also think that you want someone to, who, I mean, basically hold you down, man, good times and bad. And, making those rash decisions out of fear. You don't know who this person is,
Marina said, after years, then I'll call them a priority, but starting out, no, but you should be your first priority. Yes. Don't get me. Let's move on to the next slide, which is, courtship and an exclusive relationship. So we're not going to touch too much on this, but we're going to touch on it because a lot of the things that we said, it's about, do you want to be too needy versus what is too needy and what is too little, not enough. So courtship and exclusive relationships, Justin, you pointed this out. We get comfortable. We get comfortable and don't put in the effort we used to.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's an issue that goes with a lot of people. But to be honest, when I said that, I was thinking mainly of like myself. I know I could be a creature of habit.
Yeah,
I could
we all are.
most definitely get comfortable with things, especially we pandemic. I done put on the pandemic weight. You know what I mean? I ain't put on a collared shirt in a long time. You know, you're not showing your best self. I'm joking. I'm laughing at this chat because basically all the ladies are saying to stay single forever.
Yeah.
The ladies that went
they just haven't found a good man.
The ladies that went MGTOW in the chat.
They did MGTOW in the chat.
They went MGTOW in the chat.
They forming their own little clique in here. That's why I'm feeling. You know what? We'll break that. We'll break that by offering some boba. We'll get you some boba. We're gonna get you some boba. And I like how Batmouth is like, yo, I'm just gonna laugh. I'm just gonna look.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Batmouth. I like him.
Oh no, that's my boy, man. He knows we have discussed many days and many hours of philosophies as in relationships and stuff. So he has a unique perspective. He understands my perspective on a lot of things. He understood a lot of my influences when it came to certain.
And he knows a lot about movies apparently too, right?
Oh yeah. That's my movie, dude. Like if I need a movie question asked, that's what I'll definitely go to.
I want to watch a new movie on Netflix, but that's another time.
But I mean, back to the subject. Yeah, it's easy to get comfortable, because it is hard to put on that pressure. I mean, like I just think about it like this. I remember back in the day, like in my college days, we would go out. Like you go out to the club or something, or you just going out to like when I was at Tampa, E-Boy Strip or whatever. Like the preparation you put in. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
You get your hair cut. You got you shave. You get your shave.
You smell good.
Yeah, you make sure your cologne's looking good. Yeah, get your cologne game on. Make sure you ain't gonna be too sweaty out there. Make sure your breath ain't stinking. Make sure your skin kind of clear. You moisturize. You ain't ashy. You know what I mean? You put in a lot of effort because you're going out there to peacock for all intents and purposes. You know what I mean? You straight peacocking. But when you get into, I think. When you do get in a relationship, you don't peacock as much if you do at all, and which is good. I don't. It's not necessarily good, but I get it. It's like because it's like I would like to think most people that come in a relationship are trying to like go out and meet other people. So but it's also you do also have to keep up like appearances for your partner. You know what I mean? You want them to. I don't want them to make any concessions. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like I'm lowering my standards for this. So
and it's not really lowering the standards. It's that. Yeah, I can see where you're coming from with that. It's because I feel like the moment we start slipping is when we start not to respect ourselves. And then if you don't respect yourself, how do you expect someone to start respecting you more?
Yeah.
And that's how I see it. It has nothing to do with like the weight or that they put on. You know what I mean? Or it's like when we go out, you used to look like this. Now you just look like trash. It's like you're not even putting effort anymore. Like you don't even respect yourself like that.
But that's a great point. It really does come to self-respect. Hold on, I want to read some of these comments because so Bree would say, "Yep." Some people get too comfortable and just like treating you the way that they do. Like my biggest problem now since the pandemic is anger. I think this pandemic's put a lot of pressure on a lot of people.
Yes,
especially relationships. Man. Like that's a whole other thing. I would personally say just if you're having like issues in a relationship and it's getting to that point, ain't nothing wrong with seeking some counseling either.
Or taking time apart. Take time apart.
Like if you really want to work it out, or even take time apart and then maybe seek counseling or at least a mediator so y'all can talk. Because I'm going on 16 years of relationship. Congratulations, girl! 16 years. That's
strong. Yeah.
Notebook. No, horrible movie. You know how I feel about that trash. Batman.
Go, you gotta watch Hollywood Love and go to that link.
And then
just go to yeah.
I have a telepathic link with Justin. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's my boy. He know what I'm thinking. Like even when people say things, he knows where I'm going. Riz laughing. Did you delete my text, Mitchell? Single like that's more.
Now she's just making things up, huh?
Oh yeah, the comfortable dudes may be number one cause of crumbling relationships. That's straight.
Yeah.
That is straight up facts, man. Like it's
complacent.
You can't get comfortable. You really can't, and it's hard, man. Especially if you like, I'm gonna be blunt. Especially if you got like a good woman, like a good woman that like treats you well. It's hard not to be comfortable because you know what I mean. It's like just being blunt with dudes. How much does it really take? You know, how much does
Bree said something that that came across my mind, which was shit. This year will be 10 years. I'm sick of him. And the reason why I'd say you might be sick of him is because it's not like he's not really courting you anymore. They're too complacent. That's something that you brought up too, Justin, is just being too complacent. Like everything that they're going to do. That's what they're going to do. And we're creature of habits, and it's so hard to break habits and to do things out of spontaneous. It's like, come on, like what's that? We all got that one move in bed. You know what I mean? That little roll over to the side, or like, when you feeling like you want something, like that's the go-to move that y'all always do. It's never fun no more. It's like
I'm just listening. You go on. I'm just listening.
I'm watching this.
I'm just
but that's it. I'm not trying to be too specific, but y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm
just listening. You talking about the one taking a turn? Yeah,
taking a turn that like, here, let me just roll over.
You talking about the one move?
Do your thing. That one move, or like, you're like, okay,
there is something about age, though. You get a little older, maybe your hip don't work like it used to.
Hey, like maybe you gotta do something like exercises,
Can't you know what I'm saying? Can't hold that leg up like it used to. You know what I mean? You got that carpal tunnels be setting in. You know what I mean? like so, you gotta work with each other. Yeah. But you can make it do. You can make it work. You gotta work with each other. You gotta
be spontaneous.
Be honest. You gotta look at him, girl. This ain't my good leg. Go on to the left. So it is what it is. That's the being comfortable in relationships I'm talking about. Right? That's kind of comfortable.
Change it up.
Not letting yourself go, but just be honest. Be honest, girl. My lower back hurt. I pulled my back 2 years ago. It ain't really healed. We gonna figure some stuff out.
Yeah.
We gonna figure some stuff out.
I like how this. I'm glad I'm on the way home and not at work anymore. I'm glad. I'm
happy. First off,
we don't want to be the reason why you were like, wait, position what? But we got 2 more slides.
But that's real. That's real. We get, I'm getting older too. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm not as strong as I used to be. You know what I mean? Joints hurt that used to not hurt. You know what I mean? Just the other day, dog, we went to this store, and like it was like up on like a little bit of a rise, maybe 3-4 feet.
Okay.
And like we was walking, and the steps were like maybe 10 feet away, but the rise was there. And like back in the day, I would have just hopped off. I wouldn't even thought about it. I would have just,
Yeah.
But I got out the store and I went to the edge and I looked down and I was kind of like, now, can my knee and ankle handle if I hop off? Like in my head, I had to thought like some old man shit, man. I was like, now, do I risk this? Or do I just walk over here to the steps? And if I risk it, I'm not doing my whole parkour, just running, jumping, touching my feet up. This is like good, like the hop. It was depressing, man. It was the most old man moment I ever had, dog. It hurt. It hurt my pride, man. My inner kid died a little bit. I ain't gonna front. I ain't gonna front.
Bree, thank you. She said, I appreciate y'all talking about some real human stuff.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, read human stuff. But I like the last
oh
thing.
yeah, Illable knows.
Don't remind me that we're all getting wiser. That's what it is. We totally paused.
Yeah.
And thought the same thing. Yeah.
For real, that was real talk, man.
Yeah.
My inner child died a little bit.
It's all good, Justin. So yeah. Now just moving on. We only got like another slide after this too as well, but do your best to change things up. And this goes for both when you're exclusive and you just kind of dating. But more so for exclusive, because it's like if you're too predictable and you're doing the same thing over and over, right? Like it's Valentine's Day is coming up. You know you're gonna get that rose that you always got for the last 10 years. It's like, come on, like change it up. And do something different. You know?
And I do want to, like, it's hard. This is something that
it's hard.
This is something that I struggle with, because like I said, I am a creature of habit, and it's not that I don't want to do things or that I don't like doing things. Mm-hmm. It's just, it's not in my natural nature to just come up with a bunch of new stuff to do all the time. So like, when, I won't even front. I'll be feeling a bit put on the spot sometimes. Like I know I need to change it up. I don't know what to do. And then if I do try to do something, I end up overshooting, where it's just like, hey, let's, it's just something stupid and crazy. So it's not easy, but I mean, I think too, you do have to try to put in that effort. And it can also be hard with this quarantine. Like so much stuff is shut down and limited that it can be difficult to be like, so yeah.
You got to change it. Yeah, she was like, I just want a card. I don't get that either.
Oh yeah, y'all wild.
Tell your man to go on this live.
Yeah, listen, dude. We preach a lot of stuff, but at least get your lady a card. Write her a note or something.
Write her a note. Hey, how you doing? Get posted. Those are cheap. Dollar Tree. Flowers are nice. Sarah said it too. Right. But there's two things. Like I see it as, so some people say, oh, that's too much work, and I see it as, this is time for me to be creative. And it's like it's different, because if you go into the relationship thinking that everything is going to be hard, you might as well just not be in it. He could be cheap. He can afford, if you guys can afford paper.
These men are
folded in half.
These men are pathetic.
These men are pathetic.
There's a lot. There's a little bit of range in here. They only do that when they want us, and then once they get us, it all stops. I mean, look.
We can't speak for all men out there.
I ain't gonna speak for all dudes.
All men, but I know the type of men you're talking about, Bree.
All right, let me put it like this. I seriously acknowledge it. Yeah, that is a thing with some dudes. There's a type of dude that does that. And then once again, though, listen, to be fair, I don't know the whole situation. It might be a love language thing. Maybe he don't know that you really need and appreciate that stuff as much as you do.
Yeah.
He think it's maybe he's thinking, like, oh, it's just a card. We've been together. What's the use of a card? But that gesture means way more to you than he realized. I'm just trying to help out here. I'm just trying to, I feel some rage. He coupons. This dude.
He coupons.
Deliver automotive paint, has 2 side jobs. It sounds like to me that he grew up broke and he never wants to be broke again. So instead of looking at him, you look at him as, listen, he's gonna have a reserve. You know what I mean? But then I will also concede it depends on what he's cheap on. Is he reusing toilet paper cheap? Because then you need to what I'm saying? You need to work on some other things. But if he buying off-brand cereal, shit like that, you might need to let some of that slide.
Yeah.
He
was spoiled. Okay. She said he was spoiled. Okay. So
thank you, Eddie. Yeah, this is Eddie Blake. I said it again. This is a gift from my aunt. I'm literally wrapped in love right now.
Wrapped in love. 2021. Wrapped in love. That's Justin's new mixtape.
He was. What is it? Valentine's Day.
He does buy off brand.
No need for me. Well, all right, you know what? Now I will say this because it's going hard.
Frosted Flakes.
But listen, All right, two things. Number one, you cannot get off-brand Fruit Loops. All right, if he gets off-brand Fruit Loops, he's a psychopath because that stuff is disgusting, and you need to check yourself, like make sure he ain't like killing people or skinning cats or nothing. Because off-brand Fruit Loops is for straight sociopaths. Okay, that shit is disgusting.
Or you get the $1 for 10 yogurt. It doesn't have a brand.
And then I will say this: Valentine's Day. Julie brought it up. Valentine's Day is BS. All right. You know, I ask you ladies to look at Valentine's Day all the way around. It's horrible for dudes. It is a bad. That's right, man. This is what I'm doing, man. This is my authentic self. It's a bad deal for guys. Valentine's Day sucks. Everything is up 400%. All right, 400%.
Yeah.
For some cheap ass candy and like some flowers that's gonna die soon anyway. Yeah, and then let's be true. Let's be honest. You don't really want it. You just don't want to be the woman at the office that don't get it. That's what it is. It's to show off for the people at the office. This is what you do. All right, ladies, I'm gonna tell you a secret. You want to really lock your man down. You want to show him he's down that he gonna get it. You say, look, I know Valentine's Day coming up. All right, don't spend that money. It's too expensive. Like, don't spend that money. Let's do something the week after when the prices go back low. When he's gonna be like,
when
damn,
it's smart.
He's gonna be like, damn, this woman, she's really looking after my wallet. Like, yes, let's do that. You gonna take the stress off of him. You got to save some money. You show that you care about like the whole thing. Like, trust me, you will be surprised. Like, you know, it'll be like feeding a stray dog. That motherfucker gonna be around. You know what I mean? He he gonna always think about that.
You care about me?
Yeah, like it's that? Like, wow, you care like to that point where because this is the secret. We as dudes, we know how much that stuff means to a lot of ladies. We understand. So, but if you like, look, like I ain't worried about this. I would love to do something. Let's not do it now. Let's just look. You playing. You know what you do? You playing chess. This ain't checkers. This is chess that you playing, and that fool ain't got a chance. You know.
You're a stray dog now. Maria was like, I'll take anything. I'll even take candy. Just give me something. That's what she. Marina's man out there. Just get her some. Write a note. Like I said, post it.
For real. Yeah.
She
see, I mean,
she got a note on a pillow.
Like you said, you care about me. You care about my wallet, girl. You care about my wallet, girl. Like for real, that's how you do it.
She was like, "That's not what I said.
That's not what I said.
I'll take anything. Just give me something." Candy.
Just show me. I think Bree would take a post-it note on the pillow. I just sound like this dude.
A post-it note on a pillow is either nice or psychopath.
Oh, I mean, it depends on what the note says. You know,
it also depends on how often it does happen.
You know, if he leaves a post-it note that's like, I couldn't sleep, so I watched you all night, but now I'm going for a run. I'm like, yo, this dude is crazy. You know what I'm saying? You up here sleeping with the Batman or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, dude's just out.
Protecting you. I was making sure you all right.
You know, but
yeah.
Dudes don't be cheap. Women don't fall into the Valentine's Day thing. Like, you know, look at it like that. You'd be surprised, man. It don't take much. It don't take much. Yeah.
That'll mean a lot. You'd be like, damn, okay, you really care about me. And last but not least, communication is key. Communicate. Talk to each other. It's very cliche, and it's cliche for a reason. That's something that that's something that we've been talking about a lot, which is communicate. And as long as you state what you need to say, it's authentic. It comes out very genuine. Be careful with what kind of words you use and the tone that you have when you are communicating, because, you know, when you are in a longer term relationship, it's easy to press each other's buttons. It's just super, super easy. And you know it. You know that button. Everybody has it. It's like,
I will say this. Like we put this in here, and it is like a cliche thing, but just being honest, like communication is hard. It is very hard, and it's and it can be hard not even for like the reasons you think. Like you might just have different communication styles. Mm-hmm. You may think you're like, one person may think they're doing something right by like withholding or telling information, and they're not. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just communication is very difficult, but it is key to everything. So, but I think as long as you attempt, as long as you try, and then even if there is a disagreement or a misunderstanding somewhere, you're able to explain how you got there or why you did it, which can be very difficult because I think sometimes, like, and speaking for me personally too, like, you know, you do things out of maybe habit or like that's just how you did it, and you're not even really aware of it until you have to try to articulate
until something big happens.
And then you're just kind of like, oh shit, why not? You know, that wasn't my intent. It's this and the other. So it is very, very difficult, like even in the best situations. But it's key, man. It's key.
It is key.
It's just be patient. What did he say? Then he asked me why I never tell him anything face to face, but talk to him through message. He said he talked too much.
So Bree said communication is key. Hard to communicate. Marina said my boyfriend doesn't let me speak. He talks over me. And Bree also said, "Don't say something you will regret." Very true. That just comes from like tone and vocabulary. And sometimes you just need to update your vocabulary a little bit, right?
Yeah. And be patient. And I ask this too from the ladies for a little bit of grace. You know, be patient with us dudes, man. We tend on average not to speak or process things the same way, especially if it's like emotions and stuff. Like, dude, it's a void. Like, we say what we say, like our logic or our fact or whatever, and then there's a void. There's very little diving into like, and this is how I feel, and this is that and the other, and it's like, you know, we just, you know, I saw a comedian the other day who he worded it perfectly, which was hilarious to me, where he said, dudes usually come from logic, like 1 + 1 = 2. And he was saying women, but after that there is like nothing. There's usually like a void. But women, they also can have logic. You know, they also do 1 + 1 = 2. But then they're also very in tune with their emotions, and sometimes 1 + 1 = cat. And on the days it equals cat, it just equals cat. Don't try to figure it out.
Don't try to figure it out.
Just let it go. So, you know, I'd say like, you know, just let it be, you know, like, just, you know, have some patience. We just process things a little bit different. It doesn't mean we don't care.
Yeah. I want to touch on what Marina said. She said, then he asked me why I never tell him anything face to face, but talks to him through messages. I think at that point, it's just really listening to the words. He's not really listening to the words you're not saying. It's unspoken words that mean something, because I feel like this goes for both parties too. We don't listen enough, and that's something that that I'm working on as well. I'm working on that, because the more I listen, the more I hear things that's more than what they're just saying. I hear the feelings of what that really meant. Like, oh, so it's not that you wanted me to like to clean the floor. It's because when I clean the floor and I do help her out, it makes her feel like I am helping her out, and it takes a lot of stress from her. Yeah, but like I to her, that's her love language. Acts of service.
Mitchell, first off, you know you don't clean no floors. Don't be.
I'm just saying, those are examples, like, Justin. You don't have to call me out like that.
It's a terrible example. But those are terrible example. No, you got it. That was a great point. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
You getting roasted enough. I'm gonna leave you alone.
Yeah. Why? I thought we were a team, Justin.
Yeah, well, we are.
Now you out there kicking babies again?
I ain't never kicked a baby in my life. All
right. Sarah, yeah. Exactly.
I made one statement. All right. Hold on.
Yeah. That is not. Bree was like, I'm a very blunt person, so it's hard for me to not say certain things.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
It is. But I will say this: it is a great skill to learn to not say certain things.
Yeah.
You know, certain things don't necessarily need to be said either. You know, I mean, there is definitely a time and place for bluntness, and then a lot of times it's needed. I think most of the time it's better to just be blunt with something, but you know, there's also a little bit of finesse never hurt nobody either.
Yeah, I think where you're coming from is like, it's not. Don't just try to stick to one side, and then if this doesn't work, let me just go on this side. Like there's just a little gray area that we could all sit in, and if we could hone that craft, if we could hone that. Oh, everything is it's impossible. Good news, Trump is gone. Yes, but yeah, yeah.
Yes. Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then Julie was like, "That's why I'm still single." So does anybody do anybody have anything that you guys want to talk a little bit more about, Justin? Do you have anything you want to elaborate more?
Yeah, let me talk about. No, I'm good. No,
yeah,
I'm good.
I think we touched base on a lot of things. Quick little recap. We talked a lot about the first Courtship Never Ends. Then we basically broke down being exclusive and when you're exclusive and when you're not exclusive. Like the courtship still never ends, and that's the biggest part of this whole podcast today.
Mm-hmm.
What's the topic? Yeah, I pinned it up on the top, Justin. But yeah, the courtship should never end. You should always be. You should try to be creative. Don't look at it as like, oh, this is a lot of work. Yeah, a relationship is a lot of work, but if it allows you to be creative, I think it's a positive place. Courtship. Yeah. Yeah.
Courtship never ends. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Relationships are difficult, but I do think they're worth it. Especially if you want one, if you found the right person. You know, I think to sum it up, just patience and some communication. I think as long as you have those
patience and communication,
you'll
I like that, Justin.
You'll be good. You know,
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
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 Well,
and and work with each other, and don't be scared to do a little something strange every once in a while.
Strange. I like that. What's the strange thing? You want to tell me, Justin?
Nah.
Nah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Healing Moon Wellness, for all the hearts.
Yes, thank you.
Bree was like forever working on that. Yeah, you know. Also, what I notice is the more I am in a relationship with that person, the more I need to learn how to adapt to certain things. It's not so much change for them, but it's to adapt. Like sometimes maybe I talk too much. Maybe it's time to sit back and listen a little bit more.
Somebody agrees with your with your rhetoric from the earlier your statements of locking people up. From locking your girl up.
But Justin, the other Justin just got on, so he didn't see all that. I think.
Yeah, he didn't see that.
So yeah, he didn't see that earlier. We should just hide our girlfriend in the closet.
I think somebody else.
You just lost your Audible sponsorship.
That's not me. I didn't agree to that. I agree with that. I'm too cozy to agree with anything that aggressive. You know what I mean?
Can you hide your boyfriend? I mean,
you can do whatever you want to do.
You can do whatever you want.
Whatever y'all do in your private life. Okay, if he wants you to put him in a closet and feed him
maybe that's the thing. Maybe that's
Slim Jims once a week.
All the women y'all in here was like, just hide him.
Okay. When I said do something a little strange, that necessarily wasn't what I was talking about. But I also don't judge people. You know, you do what you do. You do what you do to make it work. You know.
You know, and if they're, if your boyfriends are not listening to you, tell them to just watch our show and be like, yo, Mitchell and Justin knows a little bit of what they're talking about.
I take no responsibility. I don't want the responsibility.
I don't want the responsibility of them being in a closet. That's not what I'm preaching. But that's like, okay. So eat him bread and water every few days. Then you want him to just lose weight. You can just tell him to lose some weight, right?
It's like saying, I want you when I need you. Damn.
Yeah. Damn. Okay.
Damn. This is gonna be like, I don't know if this is gonna be like, they basically want that dude from Pulp Fiction that was locked in the trunk. If you remember, if anyone remembers that movie, what I'm talking about.
I don't remember a whole lot.
You know what I'm talking about. He was wearing a special suit, and they just had him locked in the trunk, and they go open it up. That's what y'all talking. That's what y'all. That's what y'all talking about. Doing. Y'all trying to put men in trunks and shit. Damn.
Yeah.
What about? All right. I think this is toxic femininity at this point.
Oh,
this would be toxic
you
masculinity.
opening a can of worms.
If I said I wanted to put women in closet, okay, but I don't want to put my woman in a closet. All right, that's disturbing. That's how I've seen too many of them serial killer documentaries. That's how all that stuff gets started. You know,
the Night Stalker. The Night Stalker. I need to watch that.
It starts with them saying things like, I just loved her, but I needed her to go away, so I put her in the closet. And then next thing you know, this man put his dude, and he done murdered 37 people, and left them in a Hardee's bag. You know what I'm saying? Just got the cops scared and wilded out. Yeah, it never ends well. Okay.
That's something I appreciated the most, Justin. You know how to stick to one story and just expand on it very, very well. That's the first thing I noticed when I first met you.
Expand on what? I'm just saying.
Yeah. Like the moment I met you at Starbucks, for everybody that don't know, we were coworkers at Starbucks. He needed to inflict some what would you say, fear? On newcomers.
Yes, I have.
And I was new, and he said something, and it stayed to me to this day. It was in one of our lives. I'm not gonna say it again.
I was just having some fun. But
Mitchell, I just told you what I've been telling you.
Yeah. She said the same thing. The stories. I heard you know what? Y'all are working against me now. Okay, y'all say I'm spinning stories and saying I'm crazy. From my own homies, from my lady. From my own mother. I'm a man alone. Okay, I'm a man apart. I'm a man apart, but it's okay. It's okay. I mean, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for.
I think that sums it up for us for today.
Yeah, don't put people in closet unless unless it's some agreed upon weird thing that y'all do for yourselves. In that case, sign an MDA. Yeah. You don't want them to get out.
Yeah. And Sarah, I like that last comment too, which is trust in relationship. Trust in a relationship, trust the process. And if things don't come out the way you want it, the outcome should not be what defines who you are.
Yeah.
If things don't work out, then then it means that you will learn. You will learn. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm. Definitely.
I'm a part of the Starbucks crew, Mitchell. I remember you taught me how many shots and syrup belong in each size of the cup. Yeah, I still remember. A little bit. But thank you all for watching. On today's topic, Courtship Never Ends Part 2. There is a Part 1. There was a quick recap on that in the beginning too, as a lot of you guys missed the earlier of this episode. We do these Instagram lives every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern time. And if you guys find this video content of value, you guys can show your appreciation by donating any amount that you feel is equal to the value of this video. Details will be in the description and on the screen. Justin, do you have anything left to say before we peace out?
Just thanks for tuning in. It's been a good time, Thank y'all for those who commented on my my fashion sense. I might be wearing this again next week. This was very comfortable. It felt good. Yeah. So
yeah.
But thank y'all.
Healing Moon.
No,
Justin,
thank y'all.
JR, Bree. Thank you. Marina, telling me to read more books. Yeah. I see you. Yeah. And
no, it's actually been an hour and a half. We went over.
It has. Yeah, we went over a lot. But I think we had a great time. Thank you.
It was fun.
Yeah, thank you.
I think
it was very fun. Thank you.
Yeah.
And we'll see you on Tuesday. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah,
until next
Tuesday.
time.
Y'all have a good one. Be safe, everybody.
Be safe. Be safe. Peace.